What's happening, everyone? It is Saturday, and God blessed us with another chance. Therefore, do not discontinue good things out of fear. It is time to pick up where you've left off. What is happening, everyone? I am Vanessa Jackson, and welcome to Safe Space Saturdays, picking up where you've left off. I will be producing this show every Saturday simply because I want my voice to be heard. As we live in a world where most of us have a lot to say, but it can be easy to let our situation silence us by having so many things on our plate to juggle. We can tend to forget that we do have a voice that can help so many others, that we are here for a reason of helping others. For example, I'm a single parent of four. My kids are 2, 4, 5, and 10. And I'm also a caregiver to my mom who battles schizophrenia and cancer. So it's easy to let my situation silence me and keep me from sharing the knowledge that I have with you all because I tend to deal with different stages and ages of my children without the help of their other parent. And I have one potty training, one is working on getting up in the middle of the night to use the bathroom, things of that nature with my kids. And then when it comes to my mom, she goes through random outbursts and or nights when she has like insomnia. She'll just roam the house or rummage through things like the fridge or just talk to herself all night. And it's very hard to keep up with everyone, but God gives me the strength to meet everyone where they are, no matter how I feel about it, and I'm grateful for that. So, I will be present every Saturday because I'm not willing to let my situation silence me into going with the flow without putting up a fight. I want to fight for my family to have a successful future while being used by God, and that is what today's episode is all about. Everyone wants to be used. And while I believe that everyone wants to be used in the best way possible for the glory of God, there is a flip side that some people want to be the users, which we will get into later. So now let's talk about why I believe that everyone wants to be used. Well, I know this because the enemy uses people to do or say things that they don't mean, maybe because of things they've gone through or even feelings that don't allow one to be happy for another. Therefore, they may express anger in most cases, but guess what? The people who conduct themselves in this way still want to be used. They still want to do good. It may come in the form of words such as, "Why didn't you call me?" When something happens in your life that you find yourself venting about, or people can visibly see that you've gone through something, there will be someone that hurt you in the past or has a guilt of having bad intentions towards you that will say, "Why didn't you call me?" And that is because the person who was once used by the enemy still wants to be used by God. When this happens, what should you say? What should you think? What should you do? Probably not the first thing that comes to mind, right? Which may start with a but, right? But you did this to me, or but you said this to me, or but you would be the last person I think to help me. How could I expect for you to have my back in that moment after what you've shown me? Or even, but I know how you are, so I didn't say anything. This will bring the testing of friendships and relationships, and the trust that we have in people will begin to reveal itself. The biggest takeaway that I want you to get from this episode is that if we trust people to do good, then we have to trust people to do good until they don't. Why? Because everyone wants to be used for good. And while it is good to give second chances, once there is a third or fourth chance because of a pattern that's been shown behind someone who portrays that they mean well but acts the opposite, then it's better to put our trust in someone else that God brings into our lives. Relationships or friendships have their cycles this way because everyone wants to be used. So, what happens with someone that you can no longer trust if they are actually causing issues? Well, they go on to find someone else to trust them until they can trust themselves. And trusting ourselves look a little like a deep breath. Behind that breath, we say, "Lord, I want you to use me instead of the enemy. I do not want to be the adversary against my people. Use me, Lord. Help me to do good and mean well." In our lifetime, this is how relationships fluctuate amongst one another. We run into people, we want to mean well, but if we allow the enemy to have direction in our minds, we could fall flat on our face because not everyone allows what the enemy has to offer. We move on to meet new people until we find like minded people who practice integrity and life goes on. Everyone at some point will be challenged by the enemy, but all in all, everyone in this world, whether we know it or not, wants to be used for the good of God. And hey, ask yourself today, do I want to be used for purpose in the will of God? And if your answer is yes, you will always sense when someone is being used by the enemy in your life to keep you out of the alignment of the will of God. Now, this brings me to talk about the users in the world, as I often wonder if users ever learn the lesson of treating people better after burning one bridge after another. To be a part of the lives of many people solely based on how you can benefit from them is not right at all. And my prayer to the people that operate in this way is that you are removed from the lives of innocent people who mean well and placed into the hand of God, because only He can change your heart and wash away the sinful nature that you hold. Yet, even still, talking about users, people who set out with bad intentions for gaining something, whether it be financial gain or going after something valuable, it brings me back to the fact that everyone wants to be used because users don't admit that they're users, right? So they come into the lives of others seemingly wanting to do good or be used for good with a hidden agenda. As I wrap up with this episode, I want to ask someone, what does picking up where you've left off look like today? Did you recently use someone for your benefit, or are you on the path of being used by God and getting aligned with the purpose over your life? If anyone is struggling with picking up where you left off, I pray today that you regain focus on what's in front of you because the best is yet to come. If you made it to the end of this week's episode in Safe Space Saturdays, picking up where you left off, I want to say thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for engaging. And I want to let you guys know that I do want to give you guys a chance to connect. If you're interested in having a conversation with me during Safe Space Saturdays, picking up where you've left off, you can put your inquiry in via email, which is discoveredandknown 2020@gmail.com, and we can discuss whether it would be over the phone or on a Zoom. And again, I just want to say thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you guys in next week's episode.